This is the new trophy wife, a single mother that ended up marrying a man with some money. She now is teaching all other women how to get men with money. You should watch this video because it's the entire backstory, but I'm going to just give you the cliff notes. The husband she has now, she played him, then went back to him. They ended up getting married. He took care of her and her kids. They ended up having more kids. She was changing her baby's diaper and found out something was wrong, and then she took the baby to the hospital, and that's when they said that the baby... yeah, and then she blamed it on the husband. And that's what this video right here is about. This video gets way more interesting. This is the niece of her husband, and she's gonna prove that everything she said about her uncle is a lie. But right before that, it's important to read this one comment. In the videos you deleted, she deleted a lot of videos, but don't worry, in the video in the description at the end of the video, you'll see all of them. You shared how you met the man and then married him a couple weeks later. I guess you mean a couple weeks later. You also told everyone that he R-worded you several times at the beginning of your marriage. Girl, you let a complete stranger R-word you around your babies, and you expected him to be the father of your children. She had 3 more children with him, I believe. Instead of posting how to be a trophy videos, you should have been paying attention to all those red flags. Mothers, you have to remain vigilant. Do not leave your children at the mercy of pedos and R-words. This is what happens when you idolize and prioritize all the wrong things. Shaking my head.
I am the niece of the trophy wife's husband. This lady is completely insane. From what I've been seeing and what I've been told, she thought that she was getting a come up with my uncle. But then when things didn't go her way and she pretty much seen that she could no longer hide the things that she was doing behind closed doors, she ended up trying to find a different route, which was to come on here and lie to you all and tell you that her daughter had been touched by her dad, which that is not the case. Her daughter had been touched by her son, and she didn't want anybody to know because she wanted to try to make it seem like my uncle was the bad guy because she wasn't getting what she wanted in the divorce.
That's crazy if that's true. I honestly wouldn't put it past her. However, we still don't want to make accusations like that.
Always think that they're the bad guys because it goes both ways. I can understand why she would want to cover up for her son, but at the same time, me personally, if my son is doing anything like that and I have other kids, I want to get him the best help possible away from his siblings until he is confirmed better. And I know he's no longer a threat to the other kids in the house, because you can't just sit over there and single out one kid and be like, oh, I'm going to protect this one, but whatever happens to the other ones just happens. That's not okay. What the one thing that you don't realize is that man that has that money, he's also got a little brain in his head too. So he also is already aware of these women that's coming out here to do these things to him or to try to trap him in these ways just for money or attention or the clout or whatever.
Her uncle didn't know that, obviously.
Be mindful of what you put out here on the internet, because you can be getting a lawsuit coming to your doorstep for you putting out accusations of stuff that you have no idea about. Everything that I'm telling you right now on this computer screen or on this platform, I'm letting you know that this is the truth. This woman is no records that she has been, that little girl has been by my uncle. No records. She tried to put it on my uncle that he abused her youngest son, which loves my uncle to death. But the day that her and her ex tried to put out there that my uncle had abused her son, he wasn't in state. He wasn't nowhere near.
That's important. I didn't know that she tried to throw something else on him. That's kind of weird. If that is true, then it's going to make it seem like she's the one lying, but it's probably crazier than that.
But once they went to the hospital and they took the little boy to the hospital, the one thing that they didn't do this time is the social workers pulled him aside and started asking him questions and asked him, who hurt you? Come to find out, the little boy told and said that it was her. Not only that, her oldest son has sent my uncle threatening messages. He has rubbed poop on the walls at multiple family members' house, including theirs. He has pushed his younger brother down the stairs to the point where he had a concussion, and she didn't want to take him to the hospital because she didn't want them to know that she had, a son that had been her other kids. And then not only that, he hasn't just touched the 2 girls, he's touched all 3 of the kids. He's touched his little brother, he's touched his 4-year-old sister, and he's touched his 2-year-old sister.
That's a crazy accusation to make. The boy falling down the stairs, sometimes boys play rough, so we don't know what happened with that. That could have just been playing rough or just a mistake. How do she know that the little boy touched everyone else?
All of this will come out eventually. My uncle cannot say anything right now because the case is still open, but my thing is, you sitting over here saying that he did all of this stuff, but if he did, the police themselves said that he would be in jail. They would have took him to jail as soon as the hospital said, oh my gosh, the baby's been touched. He would have been in booking right away. He wouldn't be out right now working. He wouldn't be out right now being bothered with all of this extra stuff that you're putting on him because of the fact that you want money. What mother uses this platform to sit up there and say, my babies have been, or my babies have been touched, excuse me, and then sit over there and then try to put a GoFundMe page up? Do you know why she's putting that GoFundMe page up? Because my uncle has had enough. He's not giving you any money. He's not sitting over there playing into your little schemes where she sits over there and tries to have her kid's father call his phone to get him to talk to the kids so that she can say he's in breach of a restraining order.
All right, so that's weird. So she had two boys before she had kids with him. I think they had three kids afterwards while they was married. That sounds like she went back to the ex, the father that wasn't taking care of the kids at first, or at least wasn't with her taking care of the kids at first, to go back to her new husband. This husband is 20 years older than her. She had her first kid around 17 or so. I'm sure she was still sleeping with the baby father.
There's so much proof behind all of this stuff that you all do not realize that is going to come down on her head. But yet you all are sitting over here believing her sob story, not doing your research, and paying her money. This girl has up to $2,000 already on GoFundMe. Probably more now because I haven't even checked this morning. But it's crazy how y'all will go for a black man or go for any man off of what a woman says. Like, women don't lie every day to get ahead. For you smart ladies out there who sat up there and thought to yourselves, oh, this cannot be true. This can't be, something that a woman would allow. Which it's not. It's not something that a woman would allow. And I don't appreciate one bit of the accusations being put out there, especially not just because they're fake, not just because that they're out there just for clout, but because of the fact that this involves a family member of mine who I care about dearly, multiple family members, if you want to put that out there, because the kids are my family too, but the boys are somebody else's. The girls and the last baby are a part of my family. And if they're being harmed in any kind of way, I definitely would want to stand up for them, for sure. Her son is the one that the baby first initially said that was to her. My grandmother was changing the baby one day, and she seen that it was red down there, and she said that her brother did it. Now, when they went to court, the court did not believe what she was saying because Paloma had already ISIS had already put out a case against my uncle because my uncle was furious when he found out that her oldest son was touching the girls. So he went out and tried to, seek help to figure out what he should do about getting her son away from the girls so that they would no longer have to go through this. But as soon as he did that, ISIS went and took papers out on him claiming that he did it because she didn't want her son to go down for it.
All right, hold on. That didn't make sense just now. I don't know if y'all caught that. Wait, we got to go back. It sounded like she was saying that when her uncle, which is her husband, found out, that's when he wanted to do something, and that's when she threw it on him. But at the same time, it sounded like she was saying that it was already a case on the guy.
Now, when they went to court, the court did not believe what she was saying because Paloma had already ISIS had already put out a case against my uncle because my uncle was furious when he found out that her oldest son was touching the girls. So he went out and tried to, seek help to figure out what he should do about getting her son away from the girls so that they would no longer have to go through this. But as soon as he did that, ISIS went and took papers out on him claiming that he did it because she didn't want her son to go down for it.
Oh, okay, I get it.
On top of all of this, she's sitting over here acting like she's the best parent in the world when if y'all go look for yourself, y'all will see that she has a child case of her own. It is a record that she's not telling the whole truth on this platform, what she said in the courtroom. The courtroom that she had my nieces sitting in looking at the wall the whole entire time so that they wouldn't get emotional looking at my uncle because they love their daddy. And now he has to suffer without seeing his kids because of the fact that this woman wants to lie and slander his name because she did not get what she wanted in the divorce. The divorce that she did not put out there, by the way. Because me personally, if anybody had did anything to my kid, oh, baby, I'm going down there first thing and divorcing this person. I'm not about to sit over there and wait. If anybody wants me or takes my goods without me and my knowledge or without me saying yes, oh, baby, I'm not about to stay married to somebody like that. That's crazy. But for you to sit over there and say that he's done all these terrible things to you, and yet it took him to divorce you and not you to divorce him. Open your eyes, ladies. Stop being stupid.
That could be true. That could be true in both ways, though. If it took him to divorce her, that speaks volumes. However, if she's so attached to this money and this lifestyle, she probably would allow somebody to take advantage of her so she can continue that lifestyle. That's probably why she didn't divorce him. If she can get more from leaving him, then she probably would leave. But if it comes out to the point that if she would have divorced him, she wouldn't have got that much, or however they set that up, then that would make sense. So it really just depends the terms on their divorce, because if she could have left him and probably came up with a bag. She got 3 kids by him. So it gets a little confusing. It's still both ways.
Because this girl is full of lies. So ISIS, this is my message to you. I hope to God that you got your ducks in a row. I hope you hired a new lawyer after the last lawyer sat up there and took herself away from your case because she seen that it was no case.
If that is true, that is crazy, and that's very telling right there, if that is true.
So I hope you hired a really good lawyer, or I hope these people give you enough money to where you can get you a good lawyer, because, baby, you going under the jail. And I hope these people crucify you for all the lies that you have got on here and told. You are not a good person. You are not a good mother. And even right now, you're still out there looking for the next victim. You're out here looking for the next victim. And that's so, like, I'm laughing because that's so sad. So for all of you out there that had the good mind of thinking that she was a liar and that she was just putting on to get sympathy points, yes, she is. And I'm sorry that the rest of you fell for the okie doke. I better not see no more. Because when he come out, baby, all y'all that's out there right now talking junk are going to be so sick because this girl is sick. Her and her son. I'm sorry to say it because I don't want to talk about nobody else's kid. But if it's the truth, it's the truth.
I think it's extremely sad that we even got to guess who's telling the truth and who's not, especially when there's kids involved, because all the kids lose at the end of the day. That's what happens when you have somebody chasing a whole bunch of money around people they barely know. This is the video with all of the backstory if you didn't see it, or check out my newest uploads.